Sarah, we just heard from the Spanish government spokesman. Talk us through that statement.
That's right. The Spanish government spokesman, the education minister, essentially said that they will hold a cabinet meeting on Saturday to discuss the measures that will be used to start to take powers back from the autonomous region, the famous 155 article. The education minister didn't spell out what measures they would be. They would be discussed on Saturday, but that is the application of the 155. They are not impressed. The Spanish government was not impressed by the reply of Carlos Puigdemont. The letter sent to Mariano Rajoy, it didn't provide the clarity that the Spanish government wanted. Above all, they'd asked the question, was independence declared yes or no in the parliament last week? And if it was declared, would the Carlos Puigdemont government suspend that declaration? There was no clarity, so the government said it would have to continue to try to make sure, as the minister put it, law was restored. They say that the Catalan government has progressively breached its competences as laid out under the 1978 constitution.
Now, Sarah, Carlos Puigdemont is very much backed into a corner. There's no denying that. Can we expect to see any backpedaling from the pro-separatist leadership?
It doesn't look like it, Sanam, at this stage, because the Prime Minister, Mariano Rajoy, had actually held out a possible way out for Carlos Puigdemont. He'd said if he actually called regional elections in Catalonia, then he wouldn't activate 155. And that could have been a potential solution to this crisis. But Carlos Puigdemont is under a lot of pressure here in Catalonia. He is in a minority government himself, and his government is propped up by 10 MPs who are a member of a left-wing pro-independence party called the CUP. And the CUP wants an immediate declaration of independence. They have been pushing for that for a long time. They say that October 1st referendum showed the people's will. 90% of people voted for an independent Catalonia, and they say that needs to be voted soon in the Catalan parliament. The CUP has actually talked about direct action starting from tomorrow or even later this evening. They haven't said whether that will mean street protests or some other kind of protest, because they say that the Spanish state is being repressive. They say that the legal measures that the Spanish state and the public prosecutor is using are repressive and designed to put people in prison for expressing their particular views. We saw that many people turned out on the streets after the decision to remand in custody two pro-independence leaders. Those leaders, the judge said, had called people out into the street to stop the police officers and the judges doing their job, which was to try to prevent that October the 1st referendum. But many Catalans say that that was designed to stop them from trying to vote. And the tensions are continually rising here. Of course, this is a very divided society. And many people tell me here that even whole families are divided between those who think that they should break away from the rest of Spain and those who are very worried indeed about not being part of Spain, about a hard border going up, and about finding themselves outside the European Union.
Sarah Morris reporting for us from Barcelona. She will be bringing us the latest developments throughout the day.